This is Undaunted.Life, a man's podcast. I'm your host, Kyle Thompson. Let's get into it. Then God said, "Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the heavens, and over the livestock, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth." That is Genesis 1:26. "And on your walls, O Jerusalem, I have set watchmen. All the day and all the night, they shall never be silent." That's Isaiah 62:6. Guys, if I seem excited, it's because I am. Because some of you think, it's basketball season, it's college football season. Nope, it is dominion season. But some of you don't know what I'm talking about, so we need to back up just a little bit. So in 2024, we announced the launch of our new discipleship coaching program called Dominion. Okay. The reason why we did it, I kind of did like a soft launch, privately, didn't tell the whole world about it, is because I felt like you guys demanded it, okay? Because we launched Undaunted.Life back in 2016, and we did some devotionals, and we launched the podcast in 2017. And since that time, I've had thousands of interactions with men all over the globe, right? So this is in person, after some of my speeches, just meeting you in the airport or in the DMs or, guys sending me emails. And it was always the same kinds of concerns. The same comments over and over kept coming up. And these were just like picking at my brain, like, okay, Kyle, you got to do something about this. So, I know I need more of God's direction in my life. I just don't know where to begin. I used to be really focused and driven, but somewhere along the way, I lost my edge. I know I should be training and taking care of my body, but, life just keeps getting in the way, and I don't have any real brothers, right? Some guys that I can count on. And I'm starting to think that's just the way it's always going to be. I feel like I'm letting my wife and kids down over and over again, and I can't seem to fix it. I can't get out of this rut. There's not a single church around me that speaks to men like me that are wired like I am, so I've just stopped going to church. I'm fed up with all this darkness in the world, but I don't know where to start fighting back. Kyle, I've read all the devotionals. I've listened to all the podcasts. I listened to the Daily Blade, but I need something deeper. So I've just heard those things over and over and over. They've been turned over in my brain, and guess what? A lot of you guys are just sitting around hoping that things are going to change, okay? And you should know this by now. I'm not making this up. You've probably heard this before. Hope is not a plan, and that's why we launched Dominion. And as of today, guys, if you're listening to this on time, applications for teams 6 and beyond are open. So Undaunted.Life/Dominion, Undaunted.Life/Dominion. You can check out the link in the show notes as well, Undaunted.Life/Dominion. So allow me to introduce all of you and reintroduce some of you to the Dominion program. So you're a man who knows you were made for more, but right now something's off. So spiritually, you feel distant from God. Mentally, you're, foggy and unfocused. Physically, you've lost your edge and you know it. And maybe worst of all, you're fighting alone. You don't have any brothers in your foxhole. You don't have any Mac carriers. You don't have a King's table, right? You know you're missing the mark, but you can't seem to fix it or really know how to fix it. That's why I created Dominion. So this is a private, strategic discipleship program built to forge high-performing men into the leaders God designed them to be. So inside Dominion, you'll get a proven plan, right? This is a brotherhood. This is a 6-month program, okay? This is a brotherhood of people that will have your back and a clear call to action that will pull out, the things in you that kind of get you out of neutral, right? That get you into purpose. And if you step up and work the process that we've, made and continue to improve over these last couple of years, your faith will deepen, your focus will sharpen, and your strength will return. And then you'll start taking dominion over the chaos around you, okay? But if you don't do something like this, you'll just stay stuck. You'll be drifting, you'll be growing colder, weaker, and more resentful as the years go by. So the choice is yours, but if you stand firm, if you want to do this, you can stand still or take dominion, right? That's basically the binary that we're giving you. And let's just say that these initial teams, because we're wrapping up teams 4 and 5 right now, they've seen some major life change. So actually, I showed this a few months ago, but I want you guys to check out this video. This is from a Dominion meetup that we did earlier this year.
Dominion is life-changing. I can do harder things than I even thought I could, and it's instilled confidence in my life.
this is the type of guy you say you want to be for your family, for your community. Okay, well then actually do it. I'm going to hold your feet to the fire.
I've needed guidance, just being able to share my faith more. Kyle's given me the tools that I've needed to be bold and stepping up and helping push back darkness in my community.
If I were not in the Dominion program, I would probably still be searching for purpose. I have learned how to hone in and have focus on direction and standards.
For anyone on the fence about joining Dominion, the devil owns the fence, so just do it. It'll be worth your time. You'll grow, connect with guys out there.
If you join this Dominion program, you will not be the same afterwards. So if you want to go, let's go. All right, so that was just one of our meetups. And again, just FYI, some of you are like, wait, do we have to come to Oklahoma for everything? No, that's our meetup. A lot of this is going to be done online because it's with guys that are spread out all over the country. But I just wanted to kind of give you all a sense of what happens when we do get together. Now, over the next couple of weeks, you guys are going to notice that we have our normal forging tables on Sundays. We're going to do interviews on Tuesdays and Thursdays. But we're going to be sliding in some more videos because I want you guys to hear from some guys in Teams 4 and Teams 5 and maybe even some of the gals, some of the wives from those teams as well. And so you'll be able to hear from these guys kind of what the impact of the program has had on them. And then also, if you go back to episodes 766, 767, 768, 769, you'll be able to hear from guys from teams 1, 2, and 3 to kind of give you a sense of what they felt about the program, what it's done for them in their life. And here's the thing. We need more watchmen on the wall. That's why I read that verse from Isaiah at the beginning of the podcast. Okay? We need more guys that are equipped to be on the wall. Because here's the thing about watchmen, right? The watchmen that were put on the wall back in, the Crusades days or the olden days, they were equipped to do that job. They weren't just tossed up there. They were trained. They were equipped to push back the darkness that was trying to come through the walls and into the cities, right? And so that's what this program does. So again, the application website is live now. So the link will be in the show notes. Again, it's Undaunted.Life/Dominion, Undaunted.Life/Dominion. So what it'll do is if you fill out the application, if you click that button, it'll redirect you to a page where you can put in your application. Okay. It's not a very long application, but we just need to get an idea of who you are, kind of where you're at right now. Now, if we like your application, you will get a chance to interview for the program and you will interview directly with me, okay? So the applications will be reviewed and the interviews will be set kind of on a first come, first served basis. So guys, if you want in this program, do not wait, okay? Put in your application because I'm only doing interviews at the very beginning of December and I'm only taking a certain number of interviews because before we get to the end of the year, we need to know exactly who's going to be starting on the teams in January, okay? So the deadline for the applications is Friday, November the 28th at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, okay? Now, the interviews, again, first week of December. I'm assuming all those slots are going to be filled up way before Friday, November the 28th. But again, check the calendar, check all the things. You'll be able to go to the link if your application is good to go. So you might be wondering, why an application? Okay. Why is there a high level of commitment? Why is there this high level of an investment of time, energy, and capital? And let me just explain it. Because I'm not looking for interested men. I'm looking for invested men, right? I'm not looking for looky-loos, people that are like, oh, I might get around to it. It seems kind of interesting. I don't want interest. We need people that are invested, right? I mean, there's so much darkness that needs to be pushed back, but then we have all these men that are not willing to really commit to anything to better themselves, okay? I mean, I'm looking for killers. I mean, these are men that are done living in neutral, right? I'm looking for dogs. Like these are men that wake up hungry. They want to win the day, but maybe they need a little bit of assistance and a little bit of direction. I'm looking for brothers who are for real. I mean, not just talkers, but doers. We got a lot of talkers around right now. Again, a $50 investment makes you a professional podcaster, right? So a lot of people are talking, but not a lot of people are doing. And if you're the kind of guy who says, yeah, it sounds cool. Maybe I'll think about it later. Let me just save you the trouble. This just isn't for you, okay? Dominion is not for the maybes, okay? This is an exclusive brotherhood. I am hand selecting the right number of men for teams 6 and beyond, and these are men that are ready to sweat and bleed and grind their way into becoming top-tier leaders, top-tier husbands, top-tier fathers, top-tier warriors for Christ, okay? These aren't people that are just settling. So if filling out a short application and committing to invest in your own growth feels like too much, that's fine for you. Dominion just isn't your fight, okay? But for the men who do step up, for the ones who say, I'm in and actually mean it, I can guarantee you this. You will see results, you will be sharpened, and you will be on the path to becoming the godly man, husband, and father that you've always known you were meant to be. You will take dominion. So guys, again, the website is Undaunted.Life/dominion. Applications are open. Do not wait. Get your applications in, because if we like your application, we'll get you right on to the interview process with me. Undaunted.Life/dominion.